Your body was built to cover 8 to 15 kilometers every single day, not as exercise, just as the basic cost of existing. Sitting all day isn't rest. It's a deviation your nervous system has been quietly flagging since the moment you stopped moving. And the signal it sends when you ignore that flag doesn't feel like pain, it feels like restlessness, low-grade dissatisfaction, a vague sense that something is unfinished, a body that should be tired but somehow isn't settling. That signal is ancient, and it's running right now. To understand what's happening, you have to understand what movement actually meant for most of human history. Ancient humans didn't exercise. The concept didn't exist. What they did was move, constantly, continuously, as an unavoidable part of staying alive. Foraging required covering ground, tracking required following, carrying required sustained physical effort over distance. Water, food, shelter, safety, all of it required a body in motion. Researchers studying contemporary hunter-gatherer groups have found that these populations cover between 8 and 15 kilometers on an average day. Not in dedicated workout blocks, but spread across the entire waking day in low-intensity continuous movement. This wasn't exceptional. This was baseline. This was simply what existing required. Your body calibrated itself completely around that baseline. Your cardiovascular system, your lymphatic system, your musculoskeletal system, your mood regulation, all of it was built to function correctly within the context of a body that moves consistently throughout the day. Not intensely, just continuously. Now here's what prolonged stillness meant in that world. A body that stopped moving had one of three explanations: injury, illness, or hiding. None of them were good. All of them were temporary. Stillness was not a resting state in the ancestral environment. It was a problem state, a deviation from normal that your nervous system was designed to flag and correct as quickly as possible. Your body still runs that check. After a certain period of inactivity, your nervous system begins generating a low-level alert, not loud enough to feel like pain, but persistent enough to register as discomfort, restlessness, the urge to shift, stretch, stand, pace. That urge isn't boredom, it's a biological correction signal telling your body to return to its expected state of motion. And if you ignore it, if you stay seated, stay still, keep working, the signal doesn't switch off. It keeps running. Quietly, continuously, underneath everything else you're doing, consuming a portion of your body's regulatory resources all day long. By evening, you're not tired from what you did, you're tired from what your body spent all day trying to correct. This is also why a short walk resets something that rest alone cannot. When you move, even briefly, even just 10 minutes around the block, you're not burning calories in any meaningful quantity. You're not training anything. What you're doing is satisfying the check. Your body receives the movement signal it has been waiting for, the correction alert quiets, and the regulatory resources that were being consumed by that background process become available again. That's why you come back from a short walk feeling clearer than when you left. Not because walking is magical, because your body spent all day asking a question, and the walk finally answered it. The modern world didn't create laziness. It created a mismatch between what your body was built to do and what your environment now requires of it. For most of human history, you didn't have to choose to move. The world made the choice for you. Every resource you needed was somewhere else, and getting there required your body. That external demand kept the correction signal quiet because it was never triggered in the first place. Now the resources come to you. The food arrives, the information arrives, the entertainment arrives. Your body can go an entire day without moving more than a few hundred steps, and nothing in the external environment signals that anything is wrong. But your nervous system still expects the 8 kilometers. It still expects the movement. It still runs the check. And every hour you sit without answering it, the signal gets a little louder. Not enough to stop you, but enough to drain you. Enough to make the end of a quiet day feel heavier than it should. This is also why Sunday evenings feel the way they do. You slept in. You relaxed. You did very little, and none of it was stressful. And yet by late afternoon, something feels unresolved. Not sad, not anxious, just slightly wrong, in a way that has no obvious source. That's not a mood. That's the check running for 2 full days with no answer. The correction signal doesn't respond to rest, comfort, or good intentions. It measures one thing only: Did the body move today, or didn't it? 2 days of deliberate rest without movement is 2 days of accumulated signal with nowhere to go. The signal your body sends when you haven't moved isn't asking for a workout. It isn't asking for intensity or duration or any particular form. It's asking for reassurance, the most ancient kind. The kind that only comes from a body in motion, muscles engaging, ground moving beneath your feet, systems activating the way they were calibrated to activate. Not for long, not for any specific purpose. Just enough to register as movement. Just enough to tell your nervous system the one thing it has been waiting all day to hear, that you are not injured, not sick, not hiding, just alive and moving, exactly the way it always expected you to be. You're not tired because you did too much today. You're tired because your body spent the whole day waiting for something that never came. And the strange, ancient part of this is that the fix isn't complicated. It isn't a gym membership or a training plan or a complete lifestyle overhaul. It's just movement. Enough of it, spread throughout the day, to tell your nervous system what it's been waiting to hear. That you're not injured, not sick, not hiding, just alive and moving the way it always expected you to be.